Selena Gomez's dream wedding is spiraling into one of Hollywood's most jaw-dropping dramas of the decade. What should have been a fairy tale in Montecito, California, has turned into a ticking time bomb, and every insider whisper suggests that the stress is about to explode. This isn't just about flowers and dresses. It's about loyalty, friendships, image, and whether Selena can hold everything together before the cameras start rolling on what could be either the most magical moment of her life or the scandal of the year. At first, the plan seemed simple. A September wedding tucked away in the luxury of Montecito, away from flashing cameras. But the secret didn't last. Details of the date and location leaked, sending Selena and Benny into a frenzy. Suddenly, what was supposed to be a private moment was being dissected by tabloids, fan accounts, and gossip blogs. Instead of joy, it became about damage control. The couple couldn't postpone. They were locked into schedules, contracts, and guest commitments, so they doubled down. Rumors swirled about banning phones, locking down security, even blacklisting staff who couldn't keep their mouths shut. Imagine trying to build a moment of peace while the world watches your every step, waiting for a slip. That's the reality Selena is living in. But secrecy was only the beginning. Because once the leak started, every decision turned into Hollywood chaos. The guest list alone could start a war. Think about it. Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce, Jennifer Aniston, Miley Cyrus, Steve Martin, Martin Short, Cara Delevingne, even Meryl Streep, all supposedly set to attend. On paper, it sounds legendary, but in practice, it's a logistical nightmare. Each star has their own team, their own demands, their own status battles. Who sits next to whom? Who gets photographed first? Who feels snubbed by the table arrangements? And then the rumors about Blake Lively started to circulate, whispers that she might not even be invited, all because of her shifting friendship with Taylor. If true, that single seating decision could light up gossip columns for months. This isn't a guest list, it's a powder keg, and the pressure doesn't stop there. Selena herself has become the lightning rod of it all. Behind closed doors, insiders whisper that she's nitpicking every decision. Flowers, lighting, music, nothing escapes her perfectionist eye. Staff are walking on eggshells, terrified that one wrong shade of rose or one misplaced candle could trigger a meltdown. Weddings are stressful for anyone, but when you're Selena Gomez, a global superstar who's battled health scares, media storms, and personal betrayals, the weight multiplies tenfold. What should be the happiest time of her life has instead become a high-stakes production with no margin for error. And then comes the dress. The symbol of a wedding, the centerpiece of every photograph, the detail fans will dissect for decades. For most brides, it's stressful enough. For Selena, it's bordering on impossible. Her schedule is packed, her nerves are stretched thin, and fittings have reportedly been canceled and rescheduled so many times that designers are pulling their hair out. She wants magic, she wants luxury, she wants perfection. But she keeps tearing up the plans and starting from scratch. Even the tiniest adjustments, veil length, neckline shape, fabric texture, become full-blown battles. The fear is written all over her face. She's desperate for the fairy tale dress, but every decision leaves her second-guessing herself. Of course, the dress is just one part of the bigger picture. Because a wedding this size isn't only about appearances, it's also about relationships, and that's where the real cracks start to show. Selena hasn't picked her bridesmaids or even her maid of honor. She's terrified that naming one person will offend someone else. Hollywood thrives on hierarchy, and one snubbed star could easily turn into months of cold shoulders and whispered betrayals. Fans speculate constantly. Will Taylor Swift stand by her side? Or is she too busy with her October album release? If Taylor skips, will it look like a friendship fracture? If she accepts, will it overshadow Selena herself? Every option carries a risk, and as insiders put it, Selena isn't just choosing a bridal party, she's choosing the future of her public alliances. But the spotlight isn't just on friendships, it's also on Selena's deepest, most personal fears. Everyone knows what comes after marriage. The whispers about children, the pressure to start a family. Benny Blanco has been open about his dreams of fatherhood. In interviews, he gushes about how adorable their kids would be and insists Selena would make the perfect mom. It sounds sweet, but behind those words lies a heartbreaking reality. Selena has battled lupus for years. She's undergone a kidney transplant. She's living with bipolar disorder. And doctors have reportedly warned that pregnancy could be dangerous, possibly life-threatening. That possibility haunts her. She's spoken about adoption and how beautiful it is, noting that her own mother was adopted. But deep down, sources say it wasn't the picture she always imagined for herself. And that gap between her dream and her reality has become a source of torment. She worries she won't be able to give Benny the family he talks about so openly. She worries that her body will betray her again, that her health will cut short the future she's been trying to build. Imagine standing at the peak of fame, fortune, and global adoration, and yet feeling inadequate because of something out of your control. That's the storm Selena is carrying into her wedding day. Meanwhile, Benny is playing peacemaker. Insiders say he's constantly massaging her shoulders, whispering reassurances, begging her to delegate and let go. But Selena won't. She wants her fingerprints on every detail, every decision, every note of music. It's not just a wedding, it's a fight for control in a life that so often feels uncontrollable. Benny is calm, patient, supportive, but even his calm energy may not be enough to hold back the tide of anxiety and fear that keeps sweeping over Selena. And while the wedding drama takes center stage, Selena's friendships are falling apart in the background. Just a year ago, she was inseparable from Brooklyn Beckham and Nicola Peltz. They vacationed together, joked about being a throuple, even got matching angel tattoos. Nicola called Selena her chosen sister. Brooklyn said she was like family. But fast forward, and the bond has collapsed. Selena skipped their vow renewal. Brooklyn and Nicola didn't congratulate her on her engagement. Nicola allegedly became jealous, icy, obsessed with photo ops that left Selena cold. Insiders say Selena pulled away. Fans noticed her tattoo fading, and the silence on social media was deafening. Once again, a friendship that looked unbreakable disintegrated in plain sight. And it's not just Brooklyn and Nicola. People still remember the fallout with Francia Risa, the friend who literally gave Selena a kidney. They remember the icy distance from Demi Lovato. They see the pattern repeating, and they're asking the hard question. If all your friendships end in smoke, maybe the problem isn't them. Maybe it's you. That brutal theory has taken hold in fan spaces, with some defending Selena as misunderstood and others painting her as toxic behind the scenes. Either way, it adds another layer of tension to her big day. Every missing guest becomes a headline. Every smile or lack of one gets dissected as proof of deeper fractures. And then Benny himself made things worse. At a friend's wedding, he grabbed the mic to give a toast. Instead of keeping it heartfelt and classy, he went off script, joking about other women, making digs, and leaving half the room uncomfortable. Fans were split. Some laughed it off as Benny being Benny. Others were horrified. One viral comment read, "I'd be livid if someone gave a speech like that at my wedding." The backlash lit up social media. For a couple already under the microscope, Benny's loose tongue became another problem they didn't need. With friendships fading, wedding details leaking, and pressure mounting, Selena has started to retreat. She's pulling back from red carpets, cutting appearances short, withdrawing into smaller circles. Some fans see it as self-care. Others see it as isolation. But in Hollywood, silence always fuels speculation. Is she protecting her peace? Or is she unraveling behind the scenes? The irony is that while the world expects glam and sparkle, Selena is quietly fighting some of the hardest battles of her life. Health fears, friendship betrayals, public scrutiny, private doubts, and the wedding, instead of bringing relief, has amplified it all. Every choice she makes, cake, music, flowers, bridesmaids, becomes a headline. Every rumor becomes gospel. Every smile hides a storm. Still, despite the chaos, she hasn't given up. In fact, she's doubling down. The Montecito wedding is still on. The luxury is still planned. The 3-day extravaganza is still moving forward. From biscuits and gravy inspired by her nana to star-studded guest performances, the weekend is being built as one of the grandest celebrity weddings in recent memory. The paparazzi will be there, the fans will be watching, and every single detail will be picked apart for years to come. So what's left? A simple question with no simple answer. Can Selena Gomez turn this chaos into magic? Or will it collapse under the weight of her own perfectionism? Will Benny Blanco's calm energy be enough to hold her steady? Or is this fairy tale destined to become the circus of the season? Because in the end, this wedding isn't just about two people in love. It's about the spotlight, the pressure, the betrayals, and the whispers that never stop. And the cruel truth of Hollywood is this: every private struggle becomes public drama, and every whispered rumor becomes a headline. So, as the clock ticks down, the world waits. Will Selena Gomez get the fairy tale she's been chasing or the scandal she's been running from? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell. Because when Montecito finally arrives, you're not going to want to miss what happens next.